I think this is a good note for everybody out there.
He says that I don't pull well on TikTok, so
He doesn't.
It's
It's a fact. It just doesn't pull well. It's called social media for a reason, and it's not selfish media.
I just gotta clear something up. You weren't the 12th man on the field right now, right?
There is no easy way to get anything ever.
This is Mornings with Matt, the Deering Acting Studio podcast, where we discuss the connection between life and acting.
Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mornings with Matt on the Deering Acting Studio podcast.
Whoa.
This week we are talking about patience, and today's episode specifically is called Let the Enemy Attack First. So this is building off of the idea that we talked about yesterday on strategy and how strategy is for winners. And so this is one of the strategies of patient people that will a lot of times work out in your favor. So before we get there, why don't we start off with a little daily devotional?
Yes,
Since it's
sir.
Thursday, Bry Guy's here.
Hey,
Let's have your first read at this, huh?
yeah.
All right, hit it.
Deuteronomy 28:7.
Deuter. Little Deuteronomy.
The Lord will cause your enemies who rise against you to be defeated before you. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways.
That's pretty good from the old Deuter.
Yeah.
The old
I don't-
Deuteronomy.
I've never heard of it referred to as the Deuter, but I like it.
You never heard of the Deuter?
No.
The Deuter is a pretty good book in the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you heard of it.
Yeah.
Deuter.
We use it.
Deuteronomy.
We use the dude pretty often. Shall I read it one more time?
Yeah, if you don't, I will, so do it.
Deuteronomy 28:7. The Lord will cause your enemies who rise against you to be defeated before you. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways.
All right. You seem tired today, Bry Guy.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this way you seem. I'm not saying just dang.
Yeah, I'm up.
I am 100p tired.
Are
I'll
you?
just speak for myself. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm picking up on your tired energy and it's reflecting off Brian's shaven forehead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's really sparkly, and like, it wouldn't surprise me if it had the effect of a mirror, you know?
Yeah, it bounces. Things bounce off it pretty frequently.
And here's the thing.
It's a
Me
wonderful
Me
forehead.
being tired has nothing to
There we
do
go.
with not having fun on the show. I'm just saying I am tired as well.
No, I thought you put a little pep in your step. I noticed that you had to turn it on for the intro, but you did.
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
All right. Well, apparently I'm way off here on Brian's energy, but what I was most interested in when I found this verse this morning in relation to the topic was the idea of they shall come out against you one way. Because I'm talking about let the enemy attack first. So the idea here was they shall come out against you one way.
One way or another.
And then what's going to happen is they're going to flee before you 7 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I see that is, come at me, bro. Like, come at me, and there's 7 ways I'm going to be able to get rid of you.
I have
You know.
7 strategies to market and make money. Yay.
Very good, Joey. Very good.
That's why you picked that verse.
Okay. So they come at you one way, 7 ways they're gonna get away. So going back to the idea of strategy, let's talk about what this means to let the enemy attack. Why would you ever want to let the enemy attack?
Like you said, you're predicting, and
Yeah, well, you're letting them show you what they're gonna do. It's they're showing you their cards.
yeah,
This idea is used a lot. I actually wrote this down. It's used a lot in poker. The idea of let the enemy attack. A really, really good poker player is likely to let his opponent beat him several times. Not lose the game, like not lose the entire night,
right.
but lose some winning hands, fold some winning hands, see how the other person reacts to winning and losing. They would be inclined to take a few hits in order to understand who you are and how you react to certain circumstances.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is a poker player showing their cards, showing their hand, showing the way they react during certain circumstances. And less experienced poker players who don't really know how to read people, they would be so involved in their own hand even early on in the game that they would cease to pay attention when an opponent was winning or an opponent was making certain moves, instead of like going, wonder why they're doing that,
Yeah.
wonder why they're making that move, and kind of just clocking it for later.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how he bluffs.
That's how the bluff goes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Like literally, a good poker player, not only would they maybe let you win, but they might let you like annihilate them one time. Like they may have a losing hand. They know they're going to lose. They know you're going to win. They let you keep running up the score in the middle of because they're like, okay, I want to see what this person does when they're bluffing. Because they knew you didn't have a great hand, but you got too far in that you couldn't get out.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Done that.
Right?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Well, and you can't let ego get in the way in that situation, because it all goes back to the why on why you're going to intentionally lose. Right? So if you're doing it for the reaction, like you said, then that'll benefit you later in the game. But if you're just like, I don't trust this guy, like he's probably bluffing, and then you have a terrible hand, then you're just a bad poker player.
That's right.
So
That's right. And I talk about that too, because there's another strategy, which is to attack first and attack fast, and that can be a really good strategy. But that strategy is predicated upon surprise. And so if you lose the idea of surprise, then it really it's not always an advantage to hit first. Matter of fact, oftentimes it's not. This same practice is used in martial arts. That is martial arts. Like
Yeah.
if I could wrap martial arts into a box.
Would you like for me to do it again?
I mean, how could I not ask you to do that again? Yes, I believe it's probably offensive, but I'm not sure this days.
No,
Nah.
it's like a karate move.
Bros, you both said no. Like you don't live in the same world
I
I,
know,
do.
I'm
Like,
just
why
saying-
would you say no to me? I wasn't saying it's offensive. I said it's probably offensive.
No, you're right.
Because the world we live in, I don't know what's offensive anymore. And you're both like, nah.
No. Hold on. If you were listening,
It
was like
can't be
this. It was like
offensive. It can't be offensive.
It was like this now. Nah. Which is like a yeah, it is.
There's some subtext.
Oh,
there.
you think it is offensive?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, Dr. Seuss just got canceled for talking about Chinese food. So like, there's pretty much,
Yeah.
no stopping these days.
Okay, well, it got awkward.
Sorry, that's just facts.
I apologize for my karate moves.
I didn't ask you to apologize.
No, I know you didn't. I just felt like I should at this point.
I probably shouldn't have brought up Dr. Seuss. So.
I don't know. I say no to that, Joey. I will not accept your apology.
Dang.
I do not accept. On this show, you're allowed to make a karate move.
Hey.
I'm just going to say that right now. And if we get a thumbs down on the video, that's how it goes. But you can make a karate move, and I'm not going to have you apologize for that. Not accepted. Apology not accepted.
Very good.
I didn't have a good sound effect. So it's like air
I saw
horn.
you like looking. You're like, I gotta do something.
I got to say what's up to a couple people. I want to say what's up to Astrid Gabriel.
Hey.
I asked her last night if she's still tuning in because she's been a little quiet lately, and she said yeah. So what's up, Astrid?
What's up, Astrid?
That's
I
it.
also want to say hello to Johnny
Kalita.
Kalita. Is it Kalita?
Yeah.
He's a newer student here.
Hey.
Good dude.
Mm-hmm.
I like Johnny. And he put
Johnny be good.
Johnny be good.
Johnny be very good. Yeah. Johnny be good.
I mean, Johnny be pretty good.
yeah.
Johnny be at the callbacks we had yesterday.
Yeah, how'd Johnny be yesterday?
Johnny be good.
Yeah, Johnny's good.
Oh man, that was a fun little bit.
So
I was enjoying watching it.
Johnny be good put a bit of wind in our sails yesterday morning because Joey's sail I guess was lifted the night before, but mine was lifted yesterday morning because he started mentioning the show and how it's a great way to start his day, and he started quoting the different days. And it's funny because you do this every day. You get into the habit of doing it, and then you can't help but think to yourself, like, why am I doing this? Am I impacting anybody? Are people listening out there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you wake me up? Is this my lamp? Did you rub my lamp? And you ask yourself that, and then all of a sudden, Joanne Stafford gets on, and we start bantering back and forth. I'm like, awesome. I'm so glad people are listening and they're taking something from it. Now, hopefully, she's got her daughter listening because her daughter needs reform. Obviously,
Oh,
obviously.
oh man.
It's the place she's growing up in. I don't blame her daughter.
Yeah, it's not her fault she's growing up in
Are
Tucson.
you scared to say her name on the show now because you messed it up yesterday?
Now I just call her Leela Layla.
Leela Layla.
Yeah.
Leela
Layla, tomato. Potato,
I'm sure
potato.
she loves that, I bet. She's like all about it. I'll find out in class.
All right. Well, enough about the Tucson Wild Brats. Let's move on to let your enemy attack first. As a matter of fact, yesterday she did attack first
She did.
because I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't bring out the big guns, and then all of a sudden she said AS who.
Oh, that's
It was a
not
mistake.
okay.
You don't attack first, especially when the other guy's got the mic. I mean,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah, and I mean it's in certain seasons it would make sense. However, we beat them so hard that their head coach got fired.
I know, and usually
And there was a billboard on the freeway that had the score on it.
I know. And usually you'd say, if you were them, yeah, but basketball. And I'm like, you weren't in the Pac-12 championship because you
Right.
guys been cheating for decades.
Cheater.
So you can't even
And-
say basketball anymore.
And
That's right.
it's self-imposed, which is funny because that means they're probably still going to get in trouble by the league next year. But they held themselves out of good intentions this year. They said, you know what, we did cheat a little bit, and our penalty is we will not go to the tournament this year.
We did cheat just a little bit.
Yeah.
Where's the justice, ladies and gentlemen?
Zero.
Where is
Zero
the justice? No, you don't get to penalize yourself.
That's okay because we've decided we're not going to do this thing.
They are great, though. They are the number one cheaters out of all
The
the
best of
cheaters.
the
They
cheaters.
really are good at it.
Really good cheaters. Never seen a cheater as good as they are.
All right, so you're gonna let your enemy attack first, and we'll come back here in a little bit. We're about to go on a commercial break, but when we do, we're gonna talk about how this really connects to you and your life and your own mindset, because we're being attacked by the enemy, whether we realize it or not. Every single day, we're being attacked right in our own minds, and sometimes, even in your own mind, the best thing to do is to allow the enemy to attack first. That way you have a counterattack, but you got to be willing to willing to and ready to change. You have to be observant of what's going on. So we're going to talk about that as soon as we come back after this quick commercial break. What's up, Johnny Colada?
We can be someplace 10 years from now, all of us. All right, so we're gonna end here. I want to leave everybody with this. I drew this before this scene started. So this is a little diagram I was thinking about, 3 circles, okay? So here it is. So this is you, all right? This is you. These other 2 circles, that's you also 10 years from now. You make decisions. You make decisions. The truth is, we all can be, we can be someplace 10 years from now, all of us. You decide, where do you want to be? And then you start making the little decisions to get there. Little decisions like reading every day, working out, eating right, studying, becoming a better actor every day. It's unlimited the amount of work. So like to think like, oh, I'm ready, and to be confident is different than if you came in terrified. The terrified is more humility. I'm terrified to coach you because I respect you and because I respect the play and I respect the room. I'm legitimately terrified. Before you started, I was scared because I want you to do well and I want to find a way to reach you that's not hurtful, but that's inspiring and that does really, really reach your core. And I think we got there. I hope we did. But it's up to you. It's really. Because you're either going to go, yeah, I get it and I want it, and it's life-changing. And that you'll probably figure that out in that alone time. Circle up, please.
Your lives will all be changed and you'll grow if you really learn to listen in this way.
Will you help me kill her? You have to react to that from his point of view as honestly as possible.
Punch him in the face. No, you don't know nothing. Come on.
As soon as you've solved the puzzle, the scene's over. Hey! Woo!
Alrighty, we are talking about let the enemy attack first and what the advantages are to that. So, we mentioned earlier about martial arts, about poker. War is an obvious one. Let the enemy attack first, but it wasn't always obvious. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was a time when just like the guys would line up on either side of the field, and you just look at each other for a while, and then you'd be like, "Go!" You just attack.
Until
then,
the Patriot came along.
I think it was Braveheart. Maybe it was.
Was it Braveheart?
Before the Patriot?
Oh yeah, probably. You're right. Yeah, that's earlier days. Yeah.
But really, you know, this is Sun Tzu.
No, I think it was the guy from the movie, the old movie we watched, where he's like in prison for wrongly.
Oh, what's his face? Yeah.
Monte Cristo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Count of Monte Cristo.
I am Eduardo. I can't do like the whole name thing, but it's funny.
I mean, that was just revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't let somebody attack. He was naive and just got taken advantage of.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And then he was a good dude that turned into a bad dude and was really like vengeful. Revengeful. And I mean,
I was just thinking
he
like,
wins. Did you guys ever finish that?
Time scale goes.
Did you ever you didn't finish it, did you?
I don't think so.
How do you not finish that? That's crazy. Remember we were so into it.
Yeah.
I finished it. I had to.
I want to. I'm down.
I want to.
I want to do it.
I want to finish
I
it.
like that.
I don't
I like
own
to
it.
do it. I want to. I don't own it though. I'm not sure how to log into your
life is,
Amazon account.
I would've-
even though I do it every day.
I would have preferred.
Even though Brian buys things on there all the time.
All the time. Life is like a box of chocolates.
Busted.
Yeah.
I like Amazon.
I hate it when this happens. You guys don't even know it's happening. So in my headphones, I lose everything.
Oh.
And the lady goes, low battery, recharge headphones. And but before she starts talking, there's this pause, and I think the whole thing shut down. So then I have a moment where like, okay, do I just pretend like she's not talking to my ear? Do I pretend like I can hear you when I really can't? I'm going to go and turn
The
that.
first time that happened, did you think one of us was talking to you?
Say that again, because it was powering off.
I said, the first time that happened, did you think one of us was talking to you? Matt, there is low battery in your headphones.
No, I didn't. I thought the show was ending. I'm like, power surge
It's over.
happened. We're starting over.
Power Surge Lady is letting everybody know that it's over.
Right.
That's funny.
All right. So anyway, really quickly, the idea of the war, right? So Braveheart's a good example. Patriot, yes, of course. But there's these the idea of look weak when you're strong. That was the biggest move that they made in the Braveheart movie.
Yeah.
And assuming it was in any way, shape, or form historically accurate, which I don't know, to be honest with you. So I'm not. God bless you, Brian, and really, God bless everyone.
Thank you.
The one move was, hey, we're at our very strongest right now, going up against this big army. We look our strongest, and what they used to do was when we look our strongest, we go out there and we make a deal. And he's like, we're not making a deal. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull my skirt down and show him my booty.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
So what he
Great
said.
booty scene.
So what he said is, he goes, "Here's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna pick a fight. Once I pick a fight and I start coming back, you guys ride off, and you guys leave, and let them see you leave. I want to make sure they see you leaving."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "But then they'll think we abandoned you." And he's like, "Exactly."
Yeah.
And then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna let them attack first, which they did. They kept shooting the arrows at them. So the archers came out, boom, 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 till finally they're like, they kept picking a fight. They're like, all right, that's it. We're sending our horses. We're just going to demolish these guys. So they've already hit first. Now they're attacking again first. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, hold, patience. You're like, how long can I hold?
Yeah.
William Wallace,
can I
hold. He pulls up the spears. No horses were really killed during the making of this film.
Correct.
So then, because the enemy attacked first, they took out their strongest part of their army, which is the horses. Mm-hmm. Then it's hand-to-hand battle, which the Scotsmen know how to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And since they didn't have horses, it's like, all right, now it's like at least a little bit more even. Mm-hmm. Then, of course, what happens? The other guys come from behind, take out the archers.
Bam.
Bam.
Dang.
Strategy. And I told you this yesterday. I love strategy. Mm-hmm. I love war movies for that reason, because I love watching the strategy. I like watching movies about chess. Mm-hmm. You might think that's lame. I think it's cool. I think strategy's cool. So, having said that, the idea of letting your opponent attack first is a really good strategy. Can be a really good strategy as long as it's purposeful and you know what you're doing. And I mentioned this earlier, Sun Tzu. You guys know who Sun Tzu is?
No.
You never heard of Sun Tzu?
No.
Nope.
Sun Tzu.
No, just when you say it like that, doesn't
Yeah. change.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I love that. That's like when someone's like, "What? You ever heard of whoever Charles Barkley? Like you slow it down. Like
You never heard of Charles Barkley? You look just like him.
I have heard.
Got him.
That's funny because I'm bald.
Okay. Sun Tzu, he wrote The Art of War. A really good book.
Oh, I've heard of that book.
You heard of it?
Yeah.
Sun Tzu.
Yeah, I did not know he was the writer.
Don't apologize. Don't. If you apologize, I will censor you from this channel. We censor apologies
Yep.
that are not warranted around here. Yeah, so he wrote The Art of War. I saw that book and I was like, I got to read that because I want to learn about all the strategies. Mm-hmm. So Sun Tzu says, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Dang.
That's powerful stuff.
Dang. It's like if I could get my entire enemy without even having to fight them, if I could subdue them, what would I do? I would
But would you subdue
Grab coffee.
that?
grab coffee.
Yeah. Instead of having war, just see if we can get
No,
down
how do you,
to-
subdue is to win. You put them down without fighting. So in other words, I'm gonna beat you without even having to lift a finger. Maybe I convince you got to wear a mask all the time.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Maybe maybe that would be a start. Time now for Brian Sweeney's shameless plugs.
Shameless plugs. Acting is my day job. 7 strategies to market and make money as an actor.
I love strategy.
Strategies. This guy loves strategies, and
I'm
so
telling
they're
you,
in
one
here.
of the strategies could be.
It could be. So you'd have to read it to find out. So get the book, check it out. We also have a comedy show this Saturday, 7 p.m. So you can get your tickets. Yeah, lighthousetheater.org. And we have a workshop coming up next month.
April
as well.
10th.
Yep. For casting.
Yes, it is called Ace Yourself Tapes.
That was your name, wasn't
Ace
it?
them. Yeah, it was.
I like that name.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's catchy.
Thanks.
Ace yourself tape.
Ace Yourself Tape.
It like
yeah.
almost rhymes. It's like a Eminem rhyme.
Yeah,
Ace
yeah,
Yourself
it's like
Tape.
a slant rhyme, but also like something that I would definitely want to sign up for.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cheap. It's going on the low, $40 even for
40
2
bucks?
hours. Yeah.
What?
Yep.
That's $20 an hour,
$40?
It's like nothing.
That's like nothing
it's like pure nothing
Yeah.
for what you're getting.
for like 2 hours of straight knowledge that'll
Yep.
help you ace yourself tapes.
Dang.
Ace yourself tapes.
All right. So we talked about war. We talked about poker. We talked about the martial arts. This obviously works in sports.
Yep.
Obviously. Mm-hmm. You flip a coin. You're like, you know what? We'll kick to you.
Oh yeah.
Give me your best shot. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we have confidence in doing so because the Cardinals got a new kicker. Woo!
Yeah.
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 Did you see that?
It doesn't matter. I knew.
Matt Prater,
Oh, he's good.
Detroit Lions 10 times Pro Bowl quarterback or kicker is now.
We
our
know he
kicker.
can throw the ball, baby.
Yeah. And the Arizona Cardinals officially have a legit kicker, and I'm so stoked about it.
All right. Sorry, Zane. You're a thing of the past around
Peace
here.
out, Zane. Matt's nicer than me. Like, peace out.
Matt's always gonna love Zane for his Sun Devil blood, and I like that too. I
Yeah.
do. I hope he finds success.
I don't know what happened to you, Zane. I don't know, man. I don't know. Sad times. I don't know if there was some pressure put on you. I don't know. We'll talk about it later, Zane. Okay, so all right. So we talked about all that stuff. So now we're gonna wrap this up with talking about the business application and the life application of this. Does it make sense when in business you want to let the opponent attack first? Sometimes you do. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're up for a promotion or you're gonna get into a contract or you're gonna negotiate. You want to know what the other person, like where they're coming from. You want to know their number. If I want to make a deal and I know where I'm coming from, I want to know I want to know what you're hoping for. If I can get you to attack first, that's power.
Yeah.
Because knowledge is power.
So how would you do that? Mock scenario here.
Okay. What's the scenario?
What you just said. So you're sitting back in a business promotion or something. Like how would you go about getting the info you wanted?
Well, it would depend on the scenario. So,
Okay.
so you just said promotion, and I right a second ago I was talking about a contract, but it really
Oh.
depends on who I'm talking to.
Okay.
Contract.
Cool.
So the art of war is really, it's about listening. Huh? It's about listening to the room and understanding who you're in the room with. But either way, people are giving away information constantly.
Sure.
Okay. So let's just say it's a negotiation.
Cool.
And we're trying to find a price on something, whatever it is. Let's say it's a lease on a building.
Okay.
Okay. So right away, the business owner, if they've listed the price, they've already attacked first.
Yeah.
But that's not the price. That's the listed price.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
that's why you gotta be smart about where you list it, because you can go up or down.
Totally.
But typically you'll go down, so you want to list it on the higher side.
In fact, an even better business negotiation, just to make it clear to everybody, would be a Craigslist ad.
Oh, this is great. Yeah.
Everybody
Please-
lists your
please
Craigslist ad. Everybody lists it higher than they plan on selling it, because they understand the negotiation is part of the deal.
Yeah.
And what most people don't understand, and this is what's interesting, my wife was like shocked to find out that I was right about this. But her brother, the business banker, who's very smart and wealthy and knows a lot about banking and money, he told my wife, everything is a negotiation. Everything is a negotiation. And she's like, but what about negotiate? He's like, don't pay full price for anything ever again. Like there's a few exceptions here and there, but for the most part, don't pay full price for anything. There's always going to be a negotiation point that you can find to pay less than full price, because full price is for suckers. And this is from a guy that makes a lot of money, understands money, deals with people's money, and he gets the concept of this,
Yeah.
right?
Totally.
So what you do is you go, okay, so now let's just say they didn't hit first. Let's say the building's listed and it says call for details. You want to ask a question. Now a good leading question would be, what's your asking price? That's different than how much is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your asking price is, where are you planning on starting our negotiation? If they come back and say the asking price is blank, or the price is blank,
Right. Had to do it.
you know who you're talking to, and you know what their point of view is. It doesn't mean you're at the end of the negotiation. What's their job? Their job is going to go, are you coming from another building? Do you have a budget?
Yeah.
What are you hoping to spend every month? And if they can get that answer out of you, boom, they just set their price. They just set their floor.
Yep.
And their job is to push you a little bit further out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be way higher if they're doing it right than they ever expected to even sell it for.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
When someone's like, yeah, I'm thinking like $1 million, and you're like, great. But if you just jumped in and we're like, oh.
And you're like, a mil? Pff, I don't know if I can do that.
Right? Yeah,
Let me talk to my partners. Yeah, we're good with the mil.
But we're fine with that. We'll settle with that. But yeah, it's setting it up.
Because something is worth what another person will pay for it. That's what else is interesting.
That's true.
It's the idea of like inflation or whatever, right? Like you can take a house. Like we've got our grandparents bought a house way back in the day for like 10 grand or something, and now it's worth like 200,000. But someone's got to pay 200,000, or it's not really worth it. It's like it's a fake number until somebody pays it.
It's true.
Like you could hold up. Philip, who's a student here, was talking to me about Pokemon cards the other day.
Oh, I love Philip.
I love Pokemon cards.
I thought you were going to say Pokemon cards.
I was thinking that.
I don't like.
I love Philip.
Pokemon.
He's so funny, man.
He is funny. So he's
I
talking
love
about
him.
Pokemon cards, and he was mentioning the most expensive Pokemon cards of all time. And like one of them sold for like 500,000 or like something crazy, or like 750,000. And I was like, that's just crazy. And then but you realize someone's at the end of that eventually. Eventually someone's holding the card and other people are like, yeah, I just don't want it. It's not worth 750,000 because you're the only crazy person that would pay that much money for the card. There's no like you have to make sure that you're not the last crazy rich person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you're the last crazy
holding
rich
on to the
person,
card, yeah.
then you just got hosed.
Unless it's a holographic, then you're good.
Holographic.
If it's holographic,
Then
yeah.
you're good.
Holographic.
You're
You
good
can
for
pay
life.
$1 million for that.
You're good for life.
It's holographic.
For life, you're good.
For good.
Well, if it's holographic, everybody will pay for a holographic.
Yeah. Facts.
I can't tell if you're like
great.
Jason Statham today or Charles Barkley because now you had a little Yoda moment. Like a tiny.
What's that mean?
It's
Yoda?
so.
I don't know.
Oh my God! It's
What's a
so
Yoda
funny
moment?
that.
But it
you
was like
say
Baby
that.
Yoda. It wasn't like old Yoda.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I like that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because Baby Yoda's like naive and kind
Yeah,
of.
I like.
Naive. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny because literally last night, him and Siebert were walking to Bosa because Brian was getting donuts in between class. But Siebert was in all green.
Feeling up on some of
And-
that positive
Yeah.
energy.
Really. Really
Brian,
great share,
Brian
Joe.
had his cane. Hang on. And I looked and I go, it looks like Luke and Yoda. And Dakota looks at it. And it looked exactly like it. Because Brian had his cane.
Funny.
Brian had his cane and Siebert was tall enough that it looked like he could be Luke compared to Yoda.
That's hilarious. I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
All right. So, speaking of Yoda,
Yoda.
I've got no segue for Yoda, actually.
Speaking of Yoda.
Speaking of Yoda, that's got nothing to do with nothing.
Speaking of Yoda, God bless.
All right. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, I found it. Thank you. I was looking at my notes here without
Speaking
my glasses
of
on, so I was
Yoda,
like,
yes.
"Eeh." All right. I have this intrinsic belief here that all of us are inherently weak. That human beings are weak. I believe this. I think all of us, every single one, even the most successful of successful people, deep down inside are weak. Because we're human. We are susceptible to sin. We are susceptible to every form of temptation you could possibly think of. So, thinking of that, thinking of sin, maybe perhaps, or temptation or bad habits as the enemy, if you can use that as the enemy, sometimes, if you're aware of it, you can allow the enemy to attack. That could be coming your way. And what you could do is go, bring it on, bro. Go ahead. And maybe you fall susceptible to a moment. But if you're very aware, instead of getting emotionally wrapped into it, you can actually look and go, where am I being attacked from? Mm-hmm. And then what was before that? And what was before that? And how did I fall down this track that has now been causing me this ripple effect of whatever? Because most people don't see where the enemy attacks from. They only see the result.
Yeah.
So then you fall into guilt, shame patterns, which are not healthy, not good.
Yeah.
But if you can go, okay, I'm human. I understand I'm human. But I also understand that I'm under attack. And I'm willing to admit that I'm under attack. I'm willing to admit that I'm exhibiting behavior that I'm not proud of. So I go, okay, where's it coming from? Go ahead, keep attacking me. Let me really take a good look. And then let me try some things. So I like this analogy. I was thinking about us weak human beings, like we're a computer program or a computer. Mm-hmm. And so what is a computer vulnerable to? Viruses. And the viruses are these the weakness. And every computer is weak, right? And to different degrees, computers are weak. So how do you protect? How do you figure out where you're weak? You hire somebody to attack you. That's what the government does. The government brings in people called white hats. And the white hats come in and they attack the government. Big companies do this too. They'll hire white hats. White hats are really good hackers that are going to hack for the sake of good, knowing that they're hacking you doing it on purpose, and they'll be like this too. They're gonna go, we're gonna hire you, attack us sometime in the next 6 months. Like they don't even know when the attack's coming on purpose.
Dang.
And then they're like, we're gonna defend against your attacks. If we can make it 6 months, great. But what happens is they get in, then they go, here's how we got in. Then they block it. But if you don't know how it got in, if you're not willing to let it in and then observe it and take stock of that moment, then you're never going to be able to cut that off. And this would be back to like divine roots when Paul talks about getting back to the root. Yeah.
I was just going to say, is this a metaphorical white hat, or do they all have white hats like you?
I am a metaphorical white hat. Yes.
Okay.
And I believe to be a white hat, you have to have one of these particular types of hats.
Yeah.
It's gotta
and
be.
that's the only kind you get, and
It's
you're
got to be.
always wearing
It's
it.
got to be a white Under Armour.
Yeah.
Hat.
Okay.
Under Armour's doing
Not the Nike
great.
one. Not the Nike one. You've had the Nike one before. It's not as good.
It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Brian's not a white hat.
I got a gray hat.
He's a bald head.
He's a bald head.
Wait a second. I've got a gray hat. It's great.
You're a bald head.
All right.
It's a different type of hacker.
Yeah.
Got it. Me and old Charles.
They're like
Yoda.
Yeah,
They're
and
like
Yoda.
They're like
Me, Charles, and Yoda just chilling out.
instead of like
take it.
hacking their way in, they just like poke their head up like a gopher.
There's a little gopher in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah,
Oh,
Yoda
man.
went away. That's nice. Yeah, you see yourself.
Okay.
Like, I'm in a
Then-
position where I'm thinking to myself, do not take that guy's peanuts.
No.
Because he's going to freak out on you.
Yeah.
And Brian's like,
Brian's rolling
Brian's
over
like,
laughing.
Brian's just like, you're my enemy. I'm gonna stick
Is
my
he
peanuts out
crying
there.
or laughing?
I'm gonna let you attack me first. Because as soon as you try to take one of my peanuts, man, I'm gonna bite your finger off.
Coming after you. Or I'll meditate you away.
Attack me again, you will not.
Ever.
Good ad. That was really
Thank
good.
you.
That's a good ad. All right, that's our episode, everybody. That is why and how you should let the enemy attack sometimes. As long as you're aware of it. As long as you're aware you're doing it on purpose, there's a lot to be gained from allowing your enemy to attack first. You can be stronger. And ideally, you don't even have to go to war. I'm going to end right here with this quote from Abraham Lincoln. So let's just say you figure out how they attacked. You go and you close it off. And now all of a sudden they need you. You go, hey, you know what? We don't have to fight no more. You don't need to sneak in.
You can be buddies.
Look, come around the other side. We'll be pals. Yeah, just pay the fee. I'll give you a discount. Abraham Lincoln says this. He says, am I not destroying my enemies when I made friends of them? I don't have to kill them. I don't have to kill my enemies. I can make friends. If I make friends of them, have I not destroyed them? It's good stuff. Good job.
Wise.
Good job, babe.
Very wise.
I heard he was honest, too.
The most honest.
The number 2 honest president of all the presidents. He really was number 2. I tell you, Abe. That Abe, he was really, really good. Not as good as, well. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We sure appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Help us spread this light-driven content to the planet. God bless.
Thanks for listening to Mornings with Matt. Please like, subscribe, and follow us at Deering Acting Studio to keep up with the latest content. For more information on classes, private lessons, or professional development coaching, visit www.deeringstudio.com. Have a Deering day, everyone.
Have a chippy day, everyone. Rough.